Okay, so we are moving on to our reading time. I will be working with a small group of students at the table, and I'll tell you who they are in just a second, but I wanted to talk about what the rest of you will be working on. We are in the middle of our big research project, and you are in research groups. You will be taking a computer and your research tub and your writing folders, and you will be working on page 2 of your research packet. So let's talk about what your goal is for today. Today, Thursday, your team task is to find information about when and where your natural disaster occurs. Where does your disaster happen? Is there a season it is most likely to happen? Where does it happen most often in the world? And when and where does it happen here in the United States? Remember, we talked about all of your natural disasters happen somewhere in the United States, maybe in several places. So let's talk about what kinds of questions you might be asking in your group to figure out when and where. Put your heads together at your table for just 30 seconds and talk about what kinds of questions might be helpful to find that information. When and where?
Where do tornadoes both of you on? Yeah, what makes a tornado form? I'm not in the tornado group. I don't know anything about this.
You can talk about questions that relate to your group.
How do volcanoes appear?
Awesome job, thanks. I would like to have the number 2 person at each table stand and report a question that you came up with that would give you more information about when and where your disaster occurs. We're going to start with green table. Number 2, please stand and report.
Where does volcanoes happen?
Where do volcanoes happen? Great question. Orange table.
We were what season does your natural disaster happen?
I love that. You're asking about season. That might be the time of year that it occurs. Great idea. Purple table. Where in the United States does this happen? I love it. Blue table.
Where do volcanoes mostly erupt?
Where do volcanoes mostly erupt? I think you'll find some good information there. Excellent question. And lastly, yellow table.
What time of year do volcanoes happen?
What time of year do volcanoes happen? Okay, excellent job. Now remember, are we searching directly from Google?
No.
We are using one of our student-safe search engines, right? They're all listed right here. Work together to help each other if you're having trouble accessing one of those, but we've used them so much that they should auto-populate in the search bar, so you shouldn't have to type in the whole thing. Now, are you copying down the exact words that your research team partners write down? What are you making sure that you do?
Put it in your words.
You're taking notes in your own words, because what are you going to do with these notes?
Write them in a story.
You're going to write them in a text, in an informational article, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm going to give you your headquarters assignments. The volcano group will be here on our classroom rug in the Pacific Northwest. Who knows where the Pacific Northwest is? Renelle.
Right over there.
What states are in the Pacific Northwest?
California.
Go north, Renelle. You can go touch them with your foot. We'll help you. Pacific Northwest. Think about Northwest. You want a friend to come up and help you?
Okay, so the Pacific Northwest would be Oregon, Washington, and Idaho.
Yeah, right in the corner of the rug. Excellent job. Okay, my earthquake team is going to be at the yellow table. All right. Tsunami team will be at green table. The hurricane team will be at the back rectangular table, and the tornado team will be in the classroom library. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Each team gets one computer and each team gets a tub. You will be able to figure out your tubs because this one has information about what? Earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes, hurricanes, and tornadoes. You can take your tub, one computer, and your writing folder because that's where you're keeping your research packets, right? Okay, the 4 students who will be working with me at the small group table are Rocco, Colin, Abby, and Ariana. So you will catch up with your research team later to find out what you missed, but let's have a seat because we're going to do the signal. After the signal word, you may get your materials and transition. Accountability. Accountability. Being responsible for your own actions. Accountability. Great job. Hello. How are you? Oh, Lily, you are with your research team. Abby is over here with me. Do you remember what disaster you are?
Tsunamis.
So get your writing folder with your research packet. There she is. Hi. So there should have been 5 back there, and there's 5 groups. Did your group already pick one up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Thanks for being a problem solver. Hi, guys. How are you? All right. So I have an activity for you before we get started. I want you to just take a look at these pictures and make an observation together about what you're noticing.
Ooh, I'm noticing the weather. Wind. Yeah. I'm noticing energy. Hail. I'm noticing things with energy. I'm noticing things with energy related to hail. Oh, I got a hint.
Are you looking at all the pictures?
Yeah.
Take a look at everything. Share.
I think it's energy because I found this.
Okay. Did you see all the pictures, Rocco? And it's not so important, Abby, that you read everything on the picture card. It's just look at the picture and see what it is. What kinds of things are you noticing? Do these things have anything in common?
They all relate to energy.
Are you sure?
They maybe all relate to the weather. But how does a slinky relate to the weather? Energy. This relates to energy. Yeah, so does this. And this does. Those are energy tiles. That's energy because it's energy. And these are weather tiles. Climate. Oh, this is weather. That's not weather. Yeah, this is weather. It's number of record tornadoes per 1,000 square miles. And that's this. Storm. That's a storm. It's glass. Yeah, it's a storm. It's cold. It's a storm.
Ariana, what do you think? Colin, what do you have there?
It's about plants and seeds.
I think that would be more weather.
Oh yeah, plants have energy.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you think that they're divided into categories, energy and weather.
Wait.
Good observation.
But, earthquakes, they cause energy to shake the earth.
Oh, I love that you're saying maybe it could go into multiple spots. Great work. Making an observation. Can you tell me where you might find all of these types of things?
Everywhere.
No, like this, where might this come from? What do you think this came from? What do you think this came from? Where do you... Well, not the things in the pictures, but where do you think the things that I made copies of came from?
Paper.
Yes, paper. You're on the right track. What kinds of magazines, Colin?
Magazines.
Ooh, where else might they come from?
National Geographic.
National Geographic. What else, Abby?
Weather magazines.
Weather magazines. Do you know what these things are called?
I think this might be from like one of the story magazines because it's slinky.
So which ones are pictures, Colin?
These.
Okay, and what is this?
I think it's like on weather reports where they show pictures of where
the weather is
storms are
happening.
happening.
Okay, but what is this? What's it called?
The United States.
And where would I find that? What's it called?
A map.
A map. Okay, so we have a map, we have pictures. What else do you see? What's this?
Words. Caption. Oh, highlight.
Highlight. What's this?
Glossary.
All right, what do you think all these things are?
Oh, I think they all connect into one story maybe.
And what would they be doing in this story, Rocco?
Showing like cycles of maybe weather.
Okay.
How maybe weather and energy, how they kind of relate.
Let me ask you this. If these came from a science book or a science magazine, what else would probably be in that same science book or magazine along with these things?
Word.
What kind of words, Abby?
Science words, big words, short words.
Okay, so if I were to open a science book, these might be included in the text. Why do you think we would put these inside a book about something we want to learn about?
Because maybe if you want to learn about weather or energy, you can look into a science book and it has all these facts and pictures, and you can tell about the pictures, what's happening over there, and the words, like kind of like bring it all together, and it's like.
So the words and the pictures work together to help what?
To help you understand.
Okay, so today we are going to be learning about text features. And we're going to be learning about how to use text features to help us understand a text. Talk about what that means to you. Our learning target is using text features to help us understand a text. Talk about what that means to you. Go.
That means, like, if you were to look into a book, there are these pictures, words, and then, like, you can understand them.
Like captions and
Yeah.
and like I don't remember what they're called, but they're those things that like kind of point out parts.
Okay.
Highlights?
Not highlights. It's like in the picture where there's little boxes inside, and they like have an arrow pointing to the spot, like the owls.
The owl's traits? Yeah. What do you think, Colin? So I heard Abby say that pictures and words work together to help us what? Understand. Why would this be important? Let's say we wanted to learn about something we didn't know anything about. Pretend you didn't know anything about tsunamis and you looked in a book about tsunamis. Why would it be important to have text features like pictures and diagrams. Why?
It would be easier to understand it and like, oh, now I understand. Yes, like I get it. It will help you like understand more. It will like give you information about it.
Yes, it helps you understand the words that you read and gives you more information about it. I love that you are supporting each other. That's awesome. When we are learning something new by reading a text, we can use text features to help us learn. It helps us understand the words that might be hard words. Because when we learn about science or we learn about something else, sometimes the words are a little bit hard to understand. So we can use the text features to help us understand the words. Right? Okay. So, check these out. You guys can look at them for a minute and share them. Those are some different kinds of text features. Now, is that ringing a bell?
Yeah, diagram.
Yes.
Oh, this is.
Okay, while you're looking at those, I'm going to go around and check on our groups, okay? How's it going?
We're trying to find out. We can't find anything yet. So we're looking on different websites.
We're
Okay.
looking for that video we found yesterday.
Okay, well, yesterday you were discovering something else. What question are you answering today?
Oh, when and where? That's what we said.
Yeah, we searched
when do volcanoes happen?
and we're looking
Okay,
for a video.
so
Where are most of the volcanoes?
there you go. That's a great question.
Guys, ready?
How's it going over here?
R. We're still searching. T. H.
Thanks for helping with this spell.
Q.
Okay,
U.
how are you guys doing?
Good. We keep putting bookmarks on each one. That way we find our
Your spot? Good idea. How's your group doing?
Good. We're still finding.
Okay. How's it going over here?
Good.
So started to get the website on.
Okay. All right. Friends, remember that we are working at a level what? Show me with your finger. Thank you. Nice job. All right. When we pick up a book that is a new text to us, an informational text, we can do something called a text feature walk. Do you remember when you were first learning to read and you got a picture book and before you read any of the words, you just went through the book and you looked at all of the pictures?
Yeah.
And you made what? What did that help you do? A prediction. Nice job. You made a prediction about what?
What we're learning about.
What that story might be about. We're going to do the same thing with a nonfiction book, with a nonfiction text. We're going to do a text feature walk. So the first thing I'm going to hand you is our text feature walk handout because it's super cool. And we are going to look at this book. And you guys can keep these out in case you want to remember what a particular text feature is called. That's a resource for you.
We learned something from one of the text features.
Did you?
Well, it was like pointing to it, and we learned how much our heart beats.
Cool. So you've used even these little text features right here? Or
These.
oh, of this. Nice. Gotcha.
This one, how it says how much your heart beats, like 90. It beats 90 in a minute. 129,000 a day, 3.8 million in a month, and 47.3 million.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's pick up our book. Write your name on your paper. Quick, quick, quick. What is the first text picture or feature that you noticed about this book before we even open it?
It has a giant tornado.
It has a giant tornado. What else is on the front?
The tornado.
Like stopping on it.
And what else?
The title.
What does the title say, Rocco?
What the book is going to be about.
What's the title of this book?
Storms
And weather.
Is that a big clue about what you're going to be learning about?
We're going to be learning about storms and weather.
Okay, so the title is a text feature, and the art that's on the cover or the photograph that's on the cover, that's a text feature. So answer this question. First of all, let's write the title of our book, Storms and Weather. And we just together answered that first question. What is the first text picture you notice or feature that you noticed about this book? What is it? The title and the
Picture.
the picture.
Wait, do I write it?
Write it right here, right under number 1. The title
Oh, I thought it was right here.
and the picture. And I can even write on the cover because that's where it's located. When you are writing a book as an author, do you think it's important that you pick the right title for your book?
Yeah.
Why, Abby?
So people understand what's going to be in this book. Because if like something about like tornadoes, and then you open the book, and then there's like animal facts and all that stuff, you're not going to know what's going on. And
That-
then you're like,
Yeah, it might be like a little prank or something if that's...
Well, that wouldn't be very helpful to the reader, would it?
Yeah, if there's like, if someone, like an author, they're like putting on like someone who's doing something, like they put on this cover on a African savannah book, and
Would not make sense.
yeah, you would just open it to African savannah.
Yes, you're right. So even when you're writing informational text, is the title you choose for your writing important?
yes.
Yes, because that's usually what? Not the main idea, but the...
Details. Topic.
Topic, right? Just the topic.
It has these little flags.
It does.
It shows some of the natural disasters.
You're right. Okay, let's open our book just to the very first page, page 2. And we're going to, together on page 2 and 3, look at a couple of the text features that you notice. And then we're going to use those text features to do 3 things. If you look at your text feature walk paper, it says text feature, and then it says prediction, questions, and connections. So, what is a text feature you notice on page 2 or 3 of this book? And all we're doing is looking at the text features.
And bold.
I see highlight and bold.
Oh, and captions.
And captions and
Pictures.
pictures. What else?
Titles.
Are they called titles, Rocco? What are they called?
I think I'll need to use these.
Oh, I'm glad you're using your tools. What are those called? Who remembers? Ariana, do you remember what these are called?
Captions.
These are the captions for the pictures. Rocco's looking. Can you guys help him?
Title page. Glossary.
Is that the glossary?
Heading.
What do you think?
Heading.
Look at what this says. Heading divides the text into sections and explains what the section will be about. The atmosphere. Do you think that's a heading?
Yes.
Okay, let's pick a text feature from page 2 or 3. Abby, pick one.
The atmosphere.
The heading, atmosphere. So let's put heading under text feature for our first note. So the heading is the atmosphere.
This is kind of, it feels like what I said, like you open it with storms and then you get an African savannah. I feel like it's going to be about space now.
Do you?
The atmosphere,
So, Rocco, is that your prediction? Because the next thing you're going to do is use this word, this heading, the atmosphere, to make a prediction about what you think this book is going to teach you or tell you. So, let's talk about that. What prediction could we make from this heading, the atmosphere? Ariana, what prediction could we make from this heading, the atmosphere? What do you think, Abby?
It's gonna be like about the clouds and like what type of clouds there are and what do they mean and like what shape.
Okay. Ariana, what do you think? Abby says about the clouds and about...
I think the same. I was about to say space.
Did I see you do this?
Yeah.
And you were about to say space. Why did you change your mind?
Because I started to look ahead in the book, kind of doing a picture walk, and I didn't see very much. I saw more people looking in computers, like seeing what storms are happening.
Okay, so let's talk about our prediction. So do we agree with Abby that we can predict that this book might be about
Weather.
weather? Okay. Let's write our prediction is weather. Does this make you have any questions? Are you wondering about anything after looking at that heading?
I was wondering it might be space.
Let's put space with a question mark because you never know. There might be some words in here about space. That's what we're wondering. And does this help you connect to something you already know? The atmosphere? Does it create a connection for you? Clouds? That's
Stars.
what stars.
It makes me think about like having people like rockets launching into space because of the atmosphere.
So it makes Rocco think about space. That's a good connection for you to write down. It makes you think about the air. How about you, Abby?
Clouds.
Clouds. What about you, Ariana? The earth. So write down your own predictions. They don't have to be the same as your neighbor. All right, so we've noticed some headings, some bolded and highlighted words, some pictures and captions. Let's turn to the next page. What's on the next page that you notice?
People are looking up what type of weather it will be tomorrow.
What do you see?
Clocks. I think that's like a weather manual, weather temperature that counts what's the temperature, and people are looking
A
up
thermometer.
the weather. Oh, a thermometer.
Oh no, it's a kind of wind. Oh, that thing. I can't read it, but I don't know.
What kind of text features are these?
Barometer.
Are they headings? Are they...
Pictures and
Barometer?
pictures and I remember what I said it, but I can't remember.
I think I saw it right there.
Caption.
Okay, so our text feature is pictures of what? What do you think these are?
Tools to
Pictures of tools. I love that you use the word tools, Rocco. That's awesome. All right. Pictures of tools. What can we predict based on the text features on this page?
It helps you predict the temperature it's going to be today.
temperature and the wind speed.
Oh, so they're tools to do what?
Predict the weather.
Okay, so that maybe these are tools to predict the weather. Who might use these tools?
Scientists.
All right, so what can
Meteorologists.
what can we predict? What's this going to be telling us about?
Meteorologists.
I love these science words. Let's just do our best and write meteorologist in your
I know how.
to sound it out. Go ahead and write that as your prediction.
Meteorologist.
Way to break it down. Meteorologist.
Meteor. It's funny because meteor, like space meteor.
It makes me think about like meteors crashing.
All right. I'm going to go check on one of my groups. I would like you to talk about what questions you have about the things on this page. Okay?
I wonder what that does.
I know, it makes sense. No, you can't text on there. You have to go write down some paper.
Hi, friend. I saw that you were not being very engaged in your learning, so I came over to check on you to make sure that you were focused. Because I heard your friend helping you, saying, Wesley, come over, join our group, be a part of our team. She cares about your learning. I do too. Okay? Thanks, bud. All right. What question did you come up with?
What are these?
So now you're curious about
I
these?
think
Yeah.
What are these things? Let's write that down.
Colin disagrees, but I think one's a wind speed measure and one's kind of a thermometer.
I like your predictions. But I like that you have questions too about what are these things. That makes me curious. And when I have a purpose for reading, I'm more interested in what's going on in the book. Okay, guess what, you guys? You get a chance now to work together as a team to go on to the next page. Well, maybe we'll do pages 8 and 9. And I want you together to look at what text feature is on this page, write it down, talk about a prediction, a question, and a connection that you have. So go ahead and do that right now.
Pictures and captions. I think it's pictures and captions because it doesn't show the whole entire United States. So I think it's pictures and captions.
Pictures and captions.
I see a picture and a caption.
I hear Rocco making some suggestions. What do you guys think of his suggestions?
Water evaporates from the great.
I know, but there's pictures next to it. So it's there's pictures and a caption under it.
These things are like maybe.
I know. I don't think it's a big map.
This shows like a map. So this.
I don't think it's a map because it's kind of just showing a spot and where something's. Oh, where the pictures are at. Where the pictures are at. Because I think because where natural disasters are at, because it's where it's in New York, and I haven't noticed any natural disasters.
New York can get thunderstorms.
Okay, so let's look at the map and look at the pictures. Maybe read the captions too and see what you can uncover.
From the Great Lake falls as snow over much of western and central New York State.
Could you read the other caption, Colin? What does it say?
Winter water from the Great Lakes fall as snow over much of western and central New York State.
Okay.
Water evaporates from the Great Lakes and is carried eastward by the wind.
All right, and what is our heading here? What does that say?
Patterns of the weather.
All right, so based on these text features, maybe the map and the pictures, what is your prediction?
This is about the light. No, it can't be that.
What do you think? What's it showing you in this diagram or this map?
Small, locations of lakes.
Location of where a blizzard and these two natural disasters are happening.
Or with these two, are they natural disasters or are they what?
I think they're natural disasters because this one, it says in winter water from the Great Lakes falls and snow over much of the western and central New York State, so I think it could be a blizzard.
It could be a blizzard. Do you agree or disagree that it's a natural disaster?
Disagree.
Why?
Because if there was a natural disaster, probably this would have been a tsunami, and probably this would have been a blizzard, but that doesn't, it looks like that's just plain water. So.
I know that, I don't think that's a natural disaster. I'm just talking about this.
The blizzard would probably, they would have showed snow like going this way.
Okay, so what I see here, let's walk through this together. I see two pictures that talk about this part of the country, that water comes from these lakes and it moves in what direction? Do you see an arrow there?
East.
It moves east, and then what happens? It becomes
Snow.
So I can look at this, and what prediction can I make? What is this going to teach me about?
It's going to teach you about the Great Lake and how, and like it
I see
evaporates
that in the map where it's kind of talking about.
Rocco, you have to stay over here, bud.
On the rug, it's over there.
Oh, you were going to the rug to show me. Gotcha. Are you making a connection to our classroom carpet? Do you see the Great Lakes on our rug?
Yeah.
Go find them. Okay, so what happens, Rocco, from the water on those lakes? Where does it move? They move which direction? East. And it becomes what? Snow. Read me this heading, Colin.
Patterns in weather.
What does that mean to you?
Maybe it's like a water cycle that goes from evaporation to precipitation.
Okay, so what is our text feature that we're writing down? What is it? What text feature?
Oh, map.
Map and pictures. Write that down, map and pictures. What's your prediction? You just talked about it. What did we say? What's our prediction about what's going to be happening in this part of the text?
Evaporation and precipitation.
That's your prediction. So you said the water cycle. Colin, are you going to write that down? Do you guys agree, or do you have a different prediction?
I agree.
You agree? Mm-hmm. Okay. What about you, Ariana? Abby?
I agree.
Okay. And do you have any questions that this brings up for you?
Is there, how does the water get from there to...
Oh, how does the weather move? Okay, that's a great question. Let's write that down. How does the weather move?
Wait, is that on questions?
That's on questions. How does the weather move? Yep.
Maybe how does the weather move by wind?
Write it down. I love that you have that question. All right. Let's turn to page 10. This is the last text feature we're going to just carefully look at. Then I'll let you do a picture walk.
There is,
Talk together about what text features you see. How's it going over here?
We're looking and we got 4 already down.
Great. So no more throwing pencils. Okay, thank you.
Who's throwing pencils?
It's all right. I took care of it. What are you learning? Tell me one thing.
We learned that earthquakes begin with big rocks moving along the fault.
Okay. Are you and Zoe working together? Mm-hmm. Did you have a question? You may go to the restroom. Mm-hmm. How's it going over here? So this looks like what?
It says that there was nothing about this in this book about tsunamis.
Well, I'm glad you looked and found that out.
In front of a house.
Tell me one fact that you've uncovered.
That hurricane season is June 1st all the way to November 30th.
Interesting. So does that mean we're in hurricane season?
Yes.
What's happening over here? What are you learning?
I'm reading a different text. I'm trying to find a website.
What website?
The Kindle.com.
It's Kittle.co. Can I help you with that?
Where did you learn?
No, this one doesn't have a touch screen. And then if I do a space after the CO, it lets me put it in there, and there you go.
Put it in.
I know, it's tricky. You did a good job. Thanks for asking. All right, I'm ready to hear about what you noticed.
Pictures.
And you're already writing it down? Way to go. Way to be self-directed. Learners. And what does that lead you, what prediction does that lead you to?
There's bold and highlight. There's a lot on this
There's a lot on that page. What's one that you're going to pick to make a prediction?
Pictures.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me more. What's your prediction?
That this is about like a storm.
A natural
Natural disaster.
That's your prediction?
Yeah.
Okay, write it down. And what questions does this bring up for you?
How does it form?
Oh, I love that. Great. How about for you, Rocco? What questions does it bring up for you?
Like how big do they get?
Great, write it down. Okay, let's just flip to the last page, take a quick look at the pictures and the other text features.
Here.
Flip through.
Oh,
We're continuing our text feature walk. We're just looking at the photos and the
I
captions.
remember what it's called.
The
Season of the year.
Seasons.
4 seasons.
4 seasons.
And we're the only
Funny. I wouldn't think
Washington,
summer.
or I think the United States is the only. Yeah, Washington is the only one that has all 4 seasons.
That would be an interesting
No.
thing to research, Colin.
No, because in Washington, when I lived in Utah, we had all 4 seasons.
Oh, so Rocco
And
has
some-
a connection to
And
somewhere else.
sometimes in winter, I've noticed one of my mom's friends who lived here their whole lives, one of their winters was no snow.
Interesting. Okay, focus in. Eyes right here. Let's look at what we've done so far in our text feature walk. We said the title of this book, Storms and Weather, gave us a big clue. I looked at, with you guys, some text features. I looked at a heading of the atmosphere, pictures of weather tools, a map and pictures about weather. I looked at a picture of a hurricane. And then I got to make some predictions, and you guys made predictions. What did we predict? That this book is about weather. It's about meteorologists. It's about the
Weather.
water
Water
cycle.
cycle.
It's about
Storms.
and natural disasters. So, this is a big question. Are you ready? Look at your notes that we just took, and based on your predictions, what do you think, what predictions can you make about this book? Before you even read it, what can you tell me that you know about this book? Write it down. Go ahead.
It's all about weather.
All about weather. I love it. Did you just go? No? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Great work. Okay, so let's turn back to page 2 of this book, because now, guess what we get to do? We get to start reading the text part of this book, and we're going to talk about how the text features relate to the actual words in the book. So Abby, let's get back to page 2. Ariana, finish that up and let's get back to page 2.
Page to page.
Well, why don't I let you guys decide how you'd like to read paragraph to paragraph? How about that?
Maybe sentence.
I don't think sentences. Sometimes my sister says word by word,
That's kind of hard, isn't
and then
it?
after that I say letter by letter.
How about we do paragraph by paragraph?
Yeah.
Okay. So, here is what I'm looking for as a reader. You're reading at a volume that everyone can hear, right? You're reading with purpose and expression. And are we giving our friends a chance to work out unfamiliar words before we blurt them out?
Yes.
So we don't help people unless they ask for help, okay? Make sure that you're reading all the text features. So if there's a heading, you have to read the heading. And if there are on your page text features with captions, you have to read those too, okay? Abby, would you start it out, read the heading in paragraph 1, please? And everybody else should be following along with their tracking finger.
All about weather. Some people love rainy days. Other people prefer hot, sunny days. When we talk about rain, sun, and temperature, we are talking about weather. The weather affects us every day. If you don't...
Thank you. That was the end of the paragraph. Nice reading. I just figured something out. We made what? We just all wrote it down. What did we do? We made what was our prediction? That it's what?
All about weather.
All about weather. Did Abby just read? We are talking about weather. Were we right? Was our prediction correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Weather
Colin.
is kind of same of some of the natural disasters. Some not.
Little
like
bit.
Earthquakes.
Yeah, some natural disasters are related to weather. You're right. Okay, Colin, thanks for reading.
Thanks for reading. Read it.
Well, thanks in advance for reading then. Go.
If you don't like the weather, one day just wait. Weather always changes. Different parts of each country usually has different kinds of weather. Everywhere you go in the world, weather is different.
Okay. Awesome reading. Thank you.
Colin.
What is on this page, Rocco?
Picture of the boy who likes rain and the girl who likes summer.
Okay, we just read this page. I'm going to ask you to put your heads together and talk about why you think the illustrator chose to put this text feature on this page. How does it help you as a reader? Heads together.
It helps me understand it helps me understand what we're talking about.
Which is what?
Weather.
Weather.
What's different about these two children?
That the boy is all in warm coat and long sleeves and has an umbrella, and the girl, she has popsicle short pants and sunglasses.
Okay, and so what did we read that is connected to this picture? What text is connected to that? Colin read it. Look back if you need to at the second paragraph. Rocco, look back at paragraph 2. Weather always changes, so that kind of helps me see that weather can be different. What else do you see in paragraph 2 on this page? Ariana, read paragraph 2 and to yourself.
Different parts of each country usually has different kinds of weather.
Okay, so Abby just said Each country usually has different kinds of weather. How does that picture help you see that?
Like maybe his country really rains a lot.
What do you notice about these people? What are they?
They
What kind of weather do you think this person is in versus this person?
snow and rain. And that person is sun and kind of sometimes a little bit of warm fall.
Okay, nice. Ariana, please read paragraph 1 on page 3, including the heading. Big, loud voice.
Water evaporates vapor in the atmosphere helps because the atmosphere is made of air that surrounds the earth. This air is made of gases.
Thank you. Great reading. Go ahead, Rocco.
This air is to understand the weather. We study the air and the atmosphere. Information about the air's temperature, moisture, speed, and temperature can tell us about the weather. Can I use the restroom?
Can you wait just a minute? We're almost done. Thank you for waiting. All right. What text feature do I see as part of my text? Why do you think that word is what? What's special about that word? Highlighted and? Bold. Why would it be highlighted and bold?
It's a special word.
Special word. And so what might I...
Oh, it's a word that you will need. Highlight sometimes mean like highlight, and bold means like it's one of the words that will be in the glossary.
Should we check, Rocco, if that's a word in the glossary? Let's turn now and look. Where would the glossary be?
In the back.
Oh, can you find it?
Here we go.
Did you see it?
Atmosphere, blizzard, hurricane, tornado, and weather.
Who would like to read the definition of the word atmosphere, Abby?
The air that surrounds the earth.
Okay, now I know. That's
Kind of
pretty
fits.
cool. Yes.
Read the whole thing.
No, you know what? We will continue this, but today we are out of time. So, you know what? I'm going to give you a high five. I'm going to collect your papers, and I'm going to collect your books. Thank you for your hard work today. Thank you.
Welcome. What did I say? Bold? It kind of sounds like bald.
Accountability. Being responsible for your own actions. Accountability. Please clean up quickly and quietly. Planners out. You may use the restroom.